Hey guys, it's your girl Nosh. What's going on? Just here, chilling. I hope you guys are chilling too. Just want to give you guys a quick message. Something that was put on my heart, and I felt like there were some people who are subscribed to my channel and some people that watch me that they probably needed to hear this because I don't feel so moved on certain messages, and when I do feel moved on them, meaning I feel really passionate about them, like usually I think about the message for a couple of days, and if the message doesn't go away, in a sense, like it's still there, it's still what's the word I want to use? It's so pronounced in my head. It's like, so that kind of tells me that this is not only for me, but this is for other individuals as well too. Because usually, the messages I get are personal, right? So I keep them to myself. I don't get messages every day for everyone. There's once in a while that I'll come across something, and it'll push me to share it with other people. Usually, what I receive, I keep to myself because maybe it's not for everybody. And again, how do I do that? I discern it. I sit there and I listen to my intuition. When my intuition says no, people need to talk about it. People need to think about this. People need to talk about this. People need to understand this. People need to be aware of this. And that's when I go ahead and I put the message out. That's why, if you guys have noticed, I don't do collective messages every day because I don't receive a collective message every single day. Most of the messages I get, they're usually for me to utilize in my life. But like I said, the messages I get for everyone else, it's a different feeling in them. Like, for instance, if I get a message for myself, I know it's for me because it comes and I utilize it, I apply it, and then it goes away. Right? It goes away. But then if it's a message for the collective, I get the message, right? And it doesn't go away. It kind of stays there. It kind of lingers in the back of my mind. Like, it's like that itch that you have, that it just won't go away. And then as soon as I speak about it, or record a video on it, it goes away after that point. So that's how I know what is for the collective and what is for myself. Usually for myself, it's quick. I utilize it, I listen to it, I understand it, and it goes away. If it's for the collective or someone else, it lingers in my mind. So today I'm sitting here and this thought was lingering in my mind again. When I received the thought, I thought it was for me, which I received it maybe 3 days ago, 4 days ago. And I said, okay, I understand, Spirit. But then a couple of days down the line, like today, it's still lingering in my mind. And I'm just like, okay, I'll do a video. The message basically is, before I start, I want to say, Spirit, thank you so much for protecting me. Thank you so much for removing all negative energy out of my life, out of me, out of my surroundings. Thank you so much for giving me financial freedom. Thank you so much for giving me emotional freedom. Thank you so much for giving me mental freedom. Spirit, thank you so much. I rely on you every day. Thank you for guiding me. I am super, super grateful that you protect me from all negative energy, from all evil eyes that are sent to me through this video, through any time that I'm walking in my life in your journey, that you are leading me on. And if there's anyone evil eyeing me or sending me negative energy, stopping me from getting to the destination, Spirit, that you have laid out for me, thank you so much for removing those blocks. Thank you so much for removing those peoples. Thank you so much for removing those situations out of my life, Spirit. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And ancestors, thank you so much. Those ancestors that are aligned with my highest and greatest good, thank you so much. Those ancestors that are not aligned with my highest and greatest good, I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you so much. But you need to take a back seat. You need to move on and go do what you need to do if you are not aligning with my highest and greatest good. And thank you again so much, Spirit. And the message that I want to give you guys is, if you are working for someone else, I feel like there's certain individuals that Spirit is telling you it's time to slowly start venturing out on your own. This is something, maybe it has something to do with the eclipse, but I feel like there's a lot of cycles that are finishing up, not only in relationships, because everybody loves to talk about relationships. Everybody loves to talk about love, but nobody really talks about like where you work, or the relationship, that you have with your money or your finances. I mean, everyone is so caught up on love. Every tarot reader you turn to, oh, he's coming back. Someone's thinking about you. Oh, they're jealous of you. They want you back. I am so done with those readings because no one really talks about finances. No one really talks about the karma you acquire towards finances. Nobody talks about the cycles that you have to go through in order to become financially free. right? So and because I look for that, I look for things like that to teach me how to become financially free, and I don't see it. I see a lot of manifestation videos, but I don't see anything that teaches you anything like underlining situations where you can learn to navigate yourself through them. Like, for instance, nobody really talks about what do you do when you work in a toxic environment. What do you do? Do you listen to spirit? Because at that point you're stuck in between money, right? Your necessity that you need to live, and listening to spirit. And I would say listen to spirit. Once you start listening to spirit above money, spirit will help you even more. Okay, which goes back to what I tell you guys, I don't do readings for everybody. There's certain people I pick and choose and do readings for because I'm listening to what spirit is saying. When spirit tells me don't do a reading for this person, I don't do a reading for this person. When spirit tells me it's time to move from the place that I'm working, I move. I start looking for somewhere else, and I expect, and I said it, I expect spirit to help me, because that's what spirit has promised me from the first day that I took a breath. From the first day that my soul was created, that's what spirit promised me, that spirit would always be there for me. So a lot of you may be working in toxic environments where you have people that you work with that are not spiritually awoken like you, that probably don't believe in karma, that don't believe in kindness. Because I've worked in environments like that, where I'll give you an example. I worked for a place where my manager thought, apparently in her head, this is somewhere I worked very long ago, but I'll share this with you. This is the experience that I learned from. My manager, she used to pretend to be very nice, like she's on my side, and she used to tell me all the time, I'm on your side. You know, you have to understand, when I cut hours and I take days away, that's not me. That's the boss doing it. She would always blame it on the boss. You know, always blame it on the boss. Oh, we have to do this, and I really don't want to do it. It's the boss. And you can kind of see through that. Like the way she would portray it and the way she would say, you could just read through it that she's lying. She's lying. And then a motherfucker like me, you pull cards and you find out what's really going on. And you find out, oh, that she's the one who is telling the boss to do these things. Like, you know how the boss has a little rat that goes around and becomes friends with everybody and then goes back and reports to the boss what's going on? Because while I worked at this place, I had a situation where I needed to take a week off due to a medical procedure. And I even gave them a note. I let them know. And when I returned back from my procedure, they changed my hours. They took away an hour and 15 minutes from me each day that I worked on the schedule. And in return, they said to me, oh, we can't cover your shift, so we had to bring you down. Like, you know, we had to take away that hour, so can you work from this time to this time? And I'm just like, you know, what? All this time that I've been working with you guys, that has been my schedule. Now, all of a sudden, just because I took time off to take care of something personal that was health related, you're going to take my hours away. And then the manager quietly, one day is talking to me, and, you know, and again, this is the manager that likes to be loved by everyone. She wants to be liked by everyone. She doesn't want to look like the bad guy. She, you know, makes a mistake and slips up and says to me, oh, the boss just did that because she was pissed at you. I'm just like, what? Wait, what? What do you mean? Oh, she was pissed at you that you took time off. And I said, yeah, but I took time off to get a medical procedure done. Oh, yeah, but you know how she is. She's very petty. So, wow. Okay. So you mean to tell me that you took away an hour and 15 minutes from me because you were being petty and you were upset with me? Okay. That's toxic. That's actually very toxic to work for a person like that. At the time, I didn't know that. And I think at the time, the situation was I needed the money, just like we all do. We need the money and we stay there. We need the stability. We get comfortable. And I think at that time, I was working there for about maybe 3 years or so. So I depended on that paycheck that I got from them. And no, that's exactly what happens. That's what she said to me. Oh, the boss got pissed at you that you took time off and this and that. And so she decided to cut your hours. And I'm like, okay, really? So at that point, I remember having a conversation with Spirit before going to bed one night. And I said, Spirit, do you want me to stay there? And Spirit was like, no. And I said, Spirit, should I stay there? Spirit was like, no. And I asked Spirit, will I find somewhere else to work? And Spirit said, yes. So that's what I did. I slowly, not everything overnight. I slowly started looking for other places to work. And once I found something else that I felt treated me better, was giving me, more of a denomination of getting paid an hour, more hours on top of that, and a basically a sane environment and not a toxic environment, I left. I legit left. Please don't think that you're tied to somewhere. Please don't think you owe something somewhere. If you know you have skills, you know you can do a good job, go find some work somewhere else. Go find work somewhere else. Don't think that you will not find anything other than the job that you have. And if you feel that way, then you need to take some time out and acquire a skill, right, that you can utilize at any job. So this way, jobs are nothing but an infinite option for you. Meaning some of you have been working for places for like 20, 15 years. You have acquired skills, okay? You know how to do things. You can find something else. And I don't know if somebody needs to hear this, but again, I haven't worked at this place in like years. And I don't know why I thought of this. Maybe it's that eclipse energy where it needed to come out of me, or maybe it's something that I needed to share with everyone else, so you guys can come out of whatever it is that you're in, whatever rut you're stuck in, whatever stagnancy you're stuck in. If you're at a job and you're not growing, if you're at a job and they're treating you like shit, if you're at a job and they keep cutting your hours, like if you get sick, you take time off, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. When you get sick, you're supposed to take time off, and they turn around and become petty and take your hours. Don't work for these people anymore. Don't work for that type of organization anymore, because at the end of the day, what they're going to do is they're not going to care about you. They only care about themselves. Like where I worked, for instance, that I'm telling you about, she legit said to me, oh, she's pissed at you. That's why she took your hours. So that's what you do. When your employee that's been working for you for such a long time gets ill, instead of, giving them the time to recuperate and come back to you, right? You could turn around and have them come back to less hours. That's not managing business. Because if I you guys know, if that was me in my case, I wouldn't do that. I would keep the same hours for my employee. Now, the employees that I just hired, the new ones, if they give me issues, speak to them before I cut hours. Like they do give warnings. You know that, right? I don't think the place that I worked at understood that before you cut someone's hours, you out of ethical nature, you're supposed to give them a warning. You don't make up excuses like, oh, well, I can't cover your shift, and that's why I'm going to take away that hour. I'm going to just take away that shift. Because when I returned back to work at that time period, I realized she didn't take away the shift. She just gave it to somebody else. So that means you did find coverage. You just wanted to fuck with me. And a lot of people do that. A lot of companies do that with their employees. A lot of places of business that you work for do that with employees. But you have to be smarter than that. When someone does that to you, that is your time to start looking for something else. So if any of you are in that situation, I encourage you, because that's what I did at that time when that happened to me. I just looked for something else. I legit started processing my resume, started looking around. And then when I found something that was accountable for me, right? That was good for me, that was accommodating me and my situation and my lifestyle and blah, 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 and blah, 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 I took that. But I didn't let go of what I had. Because I remember at that time, a really good friend of mine said to me, you need to make this job your plan B of action, and the job that you're looking for is going to be your plan A of action. So a lot of you are working at jobs that you think are your plan A. Like, this is it. Make them your plan B. Make these people that treat you like you are not of importance, that you are nobody, that you are just a body working there. Treat these people like a plan B, because that's how they treat you. They don't care about you. They never did. They don't care when you get sick. They don't care when your children get sick. As long as you're filling their cup, that's all they care about. As long as you are doing what they want you to do is all that they care about. It's like being in a toxic relationship with someone who only wants, but isn't willing to give. And a lot of employers don't understand that you need employees. Now, I run a business, right? I run my business by myself. I do it all by myself. Why? Because if I hire an employee, I'm going to have to dish out money. I'm going to have to take care of that employee. This is why I don't hire employees. I do it all myself. It gets a little tasking, it gets a little tiring, but that's why I pray that I grow to a point where I'm able to hire employees and pay them and be able to take care of them the way you're supposed to. Now, I have a lot of good friends that own their own businesses, and I have one specific friend that owns his business. And the way he takes care of his employees, I love it. I love it. I think at that time when I was going through this situation, I had mentioned it to him, and he had explained to me how he treats his employees. He takes care of his employees that have been there for a long time. Most of you have been working at places for a very long time. And are you getting treated like shit? Yeah, I bet you are. This is what employers they forget. This is what people forget. That who's been on your side for the longest is the one that you treat like shit. Wow. Many of you can resonate with that. A lot of you have been standing next to people that you've been taking care of, that you've been encouraging, that you've been cheerleading, and they've been putting you down. They have not been helping you, so why are you still helping them? I'm going to say it again. Why are you still helping them when they don't care about you? They ignored you. They could care less what you were going through. They could care less about your emotions. Now you see how this message is tying it? Because if you're going to let your job do that to you, and the way the job does it to you is by the cord of money. You will be stuck at a shitty job because you get paid from there. This is why we tell you guys, change your relationship with money. You don't need money. It would be nice to have it, but you don't need it. Once you show that to the universe, that you put your values and your spirituality and yourself above money, that you are the valuable one, not that fucking piece of paper with that green ink on it. Watch how fast money comes in. So in a sense, it's telling you to change your idea about money, change your relationship with money, change the way you perceive money. As far as you're concerned, you always have more than enough money. That's what I always say. I always have more than enough money. I'm always taken care of. Believe me, these may be words, but these words work. Because they start to remind you, like, okay, you know what? You want to treat me like this? I don't need to work for you. I'm going to go work for somebody else. Treat yourself like the superstar that you are. Because guarantee you probably are a superstar in that department because you take up for everybody in that department. You probably do more work in that department than anybody else. But the one that doesn't even do that much work is the one that's getting fucking praised, right? Right? It's like that bullying thing. It's like that situation where the rich against the poor. It still exists. It exists in our jobs. It's just undercover. And it's a little different. When people think they're better than you, they treat you that way. And then in reality, no one is better than anyone. This is what I've been bitching about since fucking day one. No one is better than anyone. Everyone is qualified in their own area. Everyone is a king or a queen on their own throne in their own kingdom. We all have kingdoms. So why do you want to throw stones at somebody else's? You got your own, go fix your own. So at the end of the day, if you feel that you're stuck somewhere, beloved, you're not. That's just what they want you to think. That's what they want you to believe. You're not stuck. I promise you, you're not stuck. You just got to make enough willpower inside of you to say, yes, I can fucking do this, and then fucking do it. Same thing goes for if you're living with someone that you don't want to live with anymore. Same goes with if you're working somewhere where you don't want to work anymore there because they're treating you like shit. Same goes for if you're in a relationship and you don't want to be in the relationship anymore because you're getting treated like shit. Stop letting these people imprison you with their projections. Remember who you are. Go back and remember who you are. You're a fucking strong warrior. You don't need them. All you need is yourself. All you need is spirit to guide you. That's it. So I really, really encourage you that if in the present moment, as you're listening to this video, you are somewhere where you don't want to be anymore, whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a connection, whether it's a place of residence, no matter what it is, start looking at it in a sense where this is my plan B. If all else fails, this is where I gotta be, but I'm gonna try to make plan A work. I hope that makes sense, and I hope I'm saying that correctly. Or maybe I mean it in a sense where plan A is this plan right here. Plan B is your fallback, right? That's how we look at plans, how we look at plan Bs, right? Plan B is a fallback. Plan A is where we really want to be. So you don't really want to be where you are right now. That's just a fallback if it doesn't work. And then one day it'll come and you'll eliminate plan B because plan A will work. That's the thing. Stop giving up on plan A. It works. It will. Don't get trapped by plan B. That's heavy. I'm still trying to figure out in my head, like, would it be plan A or plan B? Guys, I'm sorry. I'm such a fucking Sagittarius. My Mercury is in Sagittarius. That's why I'm like that. I'm just like sitting here thinking like, is it plan B or plan A? However you want to look at it, all I'm saying is don't stay somewhere where you're no longer wanted and you're not being treated fairly. That's what I'm saying at the end of the day. Okay? I love you guys. Take care.